This raises a deeper question about our biology and culture. People say human beings are wired for community. Is that true? Is my question. Or is it a collective willingness to connect just to form a self-avoidance that we can all relate to? Becoming whole is hard work and is a painful process. Of course, we would collectively justify social structures that keep us stuck, needing, and attached to each other. On the other hand, I can see us being meant to align with the concept of true community after reaching enlightenment, because enlightenment is the frequency of oneness. It is the perspective that everything is connected. But the catch is you must go through the self-love to get to enlightenment. And even then, enlightenment could be total self-reliance. Because at that point, you realize the external world is a figment of your own imagination. To choose to seek or indulge in relationships outside of yourself is to still lack self-love, because you're trying to avoid the fact that you're truly here alone. In that case, the creation of relationships is just a distraction from being one with yourself. When we look back at the topic at hand, it becomes clear that people in relationships are simply outsourcing what they believe they lack within. They use others to bypass their own personal development, looking for a partner to provide validation, confidence, or identity that they can't generate on their own. Partners are frequently tasked as emotional coping mechanisms, used to manage anxiety, regulate moods, or cure boredom. This feeds into the illusion of completion, the popular damaging narrative of finding a missing half that encourages people to seek external solutions for internal emptiness. Think about this for a second. No relationship in your life is permanent except for the one you have with yourself. This means people are willing to risk heartbreak and devastation, a 100% failure rate, just to get temporary relief from their own emptiness and wounds. Eventually, you will have to say goodbye, and the majority of goodbyes end in disappointment and pain for at least one person. Consider what causes separation in the first place. No individual can permanently sustain another person's emotional well-being. When a partner inevitably fails to fill the void, conflict arises. Relying on an external source for peace or security removes the incentive to develop those strengths within yourself. So when the relationship ends, that peace and security vanish with it. Most times when people are mourning the loss of a relationship, they are not mourning the actual person or the actual relationship. They are mourning the peace, security, and ways the relationship filled voids for them. When they miss a person, they're missing the way that person catered to their emptiness. This is why breakups hurt so deeply and take a long time to recover from. When the infatuation fades, it is because the illusion is shattered. You are forced to realize that the other person never actually possessed the traits you imagined. You are merely projecting your unintegrated potential onto them, falling in love with a version of yourself wearing their face. The undeniable proof that people are outsourcing parts of themselves and projecting their own expectations onto others shows up in our everyday relational conflicts. People often get deeply hurt because their partner isn't reciprocating the exact same kind of love or energy that they're putting out. We hear it when people say, "I would never have done that to you." That phrase is the ultimate proof of our own projection. It reveals the sharp disappointment that occurs when a person simply refuses to act the way you would have acted in the exact same situation. Because we expect people to act the way we would, we fail to realize that what we're really searching for is our own love. We desperately want to experience our own love in ourselves, but we are trying to find it in other people. Looking for love in all the wrong places. You aren't mourning their choices, you're mourning the fact that they are a completely separate entity who cannot mirror your own internal script.